Oh, welcome to Dodo Modern Poets, Autumn Rising. We've got a great bill for you tonight. I think 3 of the poets on tonight haven't read with Dodo Modern Poets before. Richard Scott, who's on later on, has been here in the past. We have tonight Richard Scott, we have Loretta Tomlinson, Charlotte Knowles Cutler and Alvin Culzac. If you've not been to the Poetry Cafe before, the format of the show is that each poet has 10 minutes in the first half, then we have an interval, you each charge your glasses, and then we repeat the format in the second half, where each poet will read hopefully different poems. So that's it. The loser at the back of the room, you presumably found the bar upstairs, judging by the number of glasses in hand. So we're going to start tonight with, as I say, a poet who's new to Dodo, Charlotte Knowles Cutler. I've seen her read, we've seen her read at the Poetry Cafe, an open mic event, and also at an open mic event in Covent Garden outside the Transport Museum on National Poetry Day. But she's a busy poet. She's just been announced as one of the 10 winners in Slambassadors, a competition for 13 to 18-year-olds. And on the 31st of October there will be readings and prize givings at the Festival Hall. She's recently read in New York at New Yorkans, which is a very prestigious venue for those of you familiar with the New York scene. At the moment she's a member of Caterham Sixth Form Kent. She's recently turned 17. She says she's found her love of poetry has only increased and evolved with age as she finds her true style in spoken word and performance poetry. In her spare time she cooks, daydreams and reads far too much Sylvia Plath. Please give a Dodo Modern Poets welcome for Autumn Rising's first performer tonight to Charlotte Knowles Cutler.
Yeah. Thank you. I didn't realise how cringy my intro was until I heard it read aloud to me. So I'm Charlotte and I just dropped my sheet of paper, which is a great start. I'm going to leave this on the floor for a second. I'm going to start off with Catcall, which is the poem that I used to win the Slambassadors UK, which was really fun. So this is Catcall. You named me. On a hot slick of New York City sidewalk, your lustful gaze traced me. Every element of my anatomy hypnotic except my face. Could you face me as I stand here now? To you, my voice is a waste, for my only value lies in the measure of my waist and the number of my cell phone. What a trophy! I am not a trophy. So why tell me how much you want me, when already you have defiled me with your compliments and with your kindness scarred me? Trust me, I'm not here for decoration. My femininity does not lie in wide doe eyes, reams of silky hair, breast curves, the meeting of my thighs, in the makeup I apply and my heels deemed too high. Do not blur these lines. My passion is born of the UK pay gap, the stereotype of the housewife, rape culture and the emotional repression that concludes in male suicide, paternity pay and equality applied to real life. My feminism is unconditional, true to definition traditional, undismissible by the misguided who claim equality is reality. This insanity only stokes the fire of injustice within me. I refuse to be an ornament upon your streets, to accept that my clothes speak louder than consent. It is my judgment of my morality, my sexuality, which is relevant. I want to burn this body up, watch for skin like parchment curl to dust, erase all trace of porcelain, conquer each curve which marks my sin. Now call me woman. Did my waist betray my worth? Did blushing lips and sultry hips call you to listen when I spoke? Am I seen or am I heard? Sex won't dictate what we deserve. Now call me woman. We're capturing the crown. Our wit, our strength, our intellect, our generation calls you out. Woman, we're redefining beauty. For when my body's all burnt out, there's still a purpose to me. is called Hands, and it's fairly self-explanatory from the title. Our days are measured by hands, by those who touch our lives, by our own calloused or clean, and all that lies between. Hands that tick each hour by, hands stretching through our screens, translating through common flesh their plight. Skin to simple skin, fingers intertwined, locking love to love, not man to wife. Hands clasped in prayer, biding time, hoping on eternal life. My hands clutch a pen, my great escape. My next poem is called 1 Year On, and it's very out of style for me because a lot of my poetry is quite annoyed, to put it mildly, and political, but this is a bit of a change of pace, so it's not something I do very often, so hopefully it goes okay. When he speaks to you for the first time, you do not know what it means. You do not know that soon you will open your heart to him like an aching vein, that your pain will bleed onto his conscience, and still he will not assuage it by lying. Instead, he will hold your hand when you are poised to fall, embrace you to create a more comforting darkness, and when you call him to tell him goodbye, I'm sorry, he will refuse to let you wander into the wilderness of your own mind. He will tell you that he needs you, and you will see your worth through his eyes. He will call you back to life with autumn in his voice, the smile of an old friend, the familiar lips of a lover. And you will wonder if there is anything more beautiful than his hair splayed across your pillow. These are the things that you will remember. Train tickets, checked floors, patience, Cinnabon so sweet it hurts your teeth, Chinatown in winter, Oxford Street lit up for Christmas, burnt pancakes and cool spring air, every time he said I love you, every time you bit your tongue until he stopped. Now each new wave of regret feels like swallowing a fat glass marble, heavy in your stomach. The loss is a physical wound, spilling you wide open, empty. Your heart waits on a train station platform. Especially now, in our season, the ache is incessant, unforgiving. The nostalgia gnaws like a disease. The receding darkness returns with full force, and you gasp. Is it better to have felt nothing at all? So the next poem is called Ode to Alice, and I have a bit of a thing for Alice in Wonderland, and it's a really good book, like worth rereading, definitely, even when you're a bit more grown up. So this is a bit of a twist, maybe a bit of a slightly creepier one on Alice in Wonderland. I fell past calendars and clocks, beyond logic and law. I flew down a telescope so swiftly that time stilled and waited at the party door, in a body too big or too small, weeping until they took pity and gave me a person that fit me. Whimsical creatures watched on, all painted, carved, and concealed. The queen played all the hearts till they lost their heads and ran wild. A cat with glowing eyes to hide, has snaking secrets, writhing lies, sat safe away above the law, and waved with double-ended claws. The turtle trudged, oh pitiful pace, too slow to flee the mocking chase, and found the dragon standing tall, inhaled and failed to see it was not a dragon at all. Paint a rose what shade you will, beneath the butchered bloom a rose stands still. So goes this graveyard wonderland. Here we bury average Alice and her friends. I reckon I can fit in one more before my 10 minutes is up.
Yeah, go on.
So this is For Those Who Fear the Female / Dangerous Curves Ahead. You call my body a landscape, each curve a treasure cavern, these trembling muscles trails to explore. Autumn cozy in each curl, forest eyes whose pupils swallow you up. Call me your storm in a teacup, a tornado of temptations, a hurricane of hitching breath, holding you hostage, flying you high as a lost little kite. Name me your favourite season, and call my imperfections dappled. Call each blemish bump and break, each sunspot scar and scratch like a wather in the weather. Compare me to the nature that you understand. But I am not a landscape, not a trail or tree or season. My sadness not a flood, nor my smile a rising sun. Does it scare you to acknowledge that my body's not so fluid, and my eyes are muddy green, not fucking crystal pools of blue? Why do you wish to love a landscape when I stand before you, woman? Why are my variations ugly so through landscapes you excuse them? My body's cycles seem so shameful, but a landscape's are less frightful? No, I am not a landscape. I'm a different breed of natural. Thank you.